Welcome back to the Tosche Station Podcast, gentlemen. Minus Nick. He could not join us today, so it is me, Peter Griffin, and Seon. How we doing?
We're doing. We're
This
alive.
This is not Peter Griffin. I apologize, but it's the Walmart version of Peter Griffin, so we're better
That's
off.
crazy.
Wait a minute. I don't like that by any stretch of the imagination.
I don't care.
I would appreciate it.
Deal with it. All right.
Hey.
It's been a while since we've done another episode, mainly because there was really no news or there's nothing going on. We're all just kind of depending on stuff to happen, and there has been quite a bit that's happened within the past few weeks. There's been announcements, there's been trailers, there's been rumors, and I have my opening thoughts. We each have opening or stuff that we're going to talk about. The first thing I'd like to get to.
Let's do the positive real quick. Let's get the positive one out.
Yeah, let's do the positive first.
Okay, fine. Well, fine. We'll be positive.
It's always nice to start on a high note, David.
Okay, also, well, I will say I have something to add to the positive, too. I did finish Rebel Season 1. More enjoyable than I thought it would be, if I'm being honest. Definitely not my favorite bit of Star Wars content, but it was enjoyable. I definitely see myself finishing that series.
Even Doctor Man. It's about time.
Yeah, you have. But I think I'm going to put that on the shelf for Clone Wars, the new animated Clone Wars 2000, the old Clone Wars 2003. The new in quotations, the new old, the old that's in with the new. I don't even know what you call it. But they finally put that on Disney Plus, so I think I'm going to give that a shot and watch that whole thing through. But
that's another one that's about damn time, dude. Come on.
What's that?
That's another one of those. It's about damn time. The original Clone Wars gave us the best introduction to General Grievous, made him an incredible character. It actually tied in perfectly to the beginning of Episode 3.
It was flawless. Like the tie-in to the beginning of Episode 3 was legitimately flawless.
These are
like, you could watch the entirety of Clone. You could watch the entirety of Clone Wars 2003 and then just watch Episode 3 and miss nothing.
Yeah, the only thing that I think that I don't like about the 2003, in all fairness, would be Anakin's voice actor. It just I get they're going for, the way they depicted Hayden Christensen as whiny and, this teen kid that is not getting his way in Attack of the Clones. But the whiny voice actor who plays him in the 2003 Clone Wars, it just gets grating after a while. And it's just aggravating to listen to. Because the guy just whines about everything. And it's just not enjoyable.
I mean, people complain that Anakin in the movies whined a lot, but...
Well, that's what I mean. They're consistent in that aspect. But then you, watch, Matt Lanter.
Yeah.
In Clone Wars, and he is terrific at giving Anakin, this fleshed-out personality, this vulnerable kid who's, dropped in the middle of a war. And you see the arrogance. Matt Lanter does an incredible job in those Clone Wars. But the 2003... I think gives you a lot more. It definitely gives you a much different version of the Jedi. There's one scene where Mace Windu goes to town on an entire army of super battle droids, essentially by himself, using nothing.
Literally, that's the greatest moment of all time. You can't tell me otherwise. It's the greatest Star Wars. That's it might even be better than General Grievous's introduction, in my opinion, just because that scene was literally what everyone thought a Jedi should have been or wanted a Jedi to be. All the you think that when you think Star Wars and you think power, unlimited power, whatever, you think of the Sith being the ones with cool powers or cool moments or crazy OP stuff. But no, Mace Windu literally he loses he loses his lightsaber in the middle of a fight and says, you know what, it's not even a problem. I'm just gonna kung fu my way through everyone. It's so cool. It's literally the coolest thing I've ever seen.
And also, recently the Bad Batch trailer came out, or a new Bad Batch trailer came out. And oh my god!
Yeah, it dropped with no warning.
I cannot wait. I am so excited. We're gonna get it more into Order 66, I believe, and it's gonna be probably some of the greatest Star Wars content we've ever gotten. and it's technically Clone Wars Season 8. Yeah? Yes? No? Maybe so? Who knows? I don't even know. Especially with the way the last season of the Clone Wars ended, who knows what we're going to get. But I'm so just... It's refreshing that we have new characters and a new story that we never really heard of. And I'm just excited. And it drops May the 4th, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it drops May the 4th. So we still have a little bit of ways to go. But I'm wicked excited for that. I believe that was all we have for positive. So the rest of this episode is just going to be very negative. So if you're not a negative person, then I'm sorry.
Whoa. Again, let's kind of ease into this. Let's go into the Bad Batch a little bit.
Okay.
We
fine. Well,
decide to start going on unhappy rants. So I'll make it easy for you, David.
All right. Okay. You know what? Just take the ship. Take the steering wheel. Steer the ship, please.
Honestly, I think one of my favorite parts about the new Bad Batch trailer is the cameos. Like we got having watched Clone Wars, Rebels, and Rogue One, I do like the character of Saw Gerrera, and it is really cool that we get to see more and more iterations. Showing
this one looks more like Forrest Whitaker, Saw Gerrera.
Yeah, but showing his transition from like the newbie in Clone Wars to like the seasoned guerrilla fighter that he is in Rogue One and in Fallen Order. So the fact that he's popping up in Bad Batch, I mean, I'm excited about that. We also saw Rex, which, come on, how do you not get
that was weird. Literally out of nowhere, he just kind of appeared. Like, I did not expect that.
Well, after the arc that they had in Season 8 of Clone Wars, or Season 7, I'm sorry, Season 7 of Clone Wars, it makes sense. Because like they ended up working really well together as a team. And he ended up learning a lot about them. But between Rex, Saw Gerrera, and Tarkin, I mean, seeing this transitional period between the Republic and the Empire is one of my favorite time periods in Star Wars, because you just see so much going wrong, and you see how quickly Palpatine puts everything together, and it really comes into perspective how long he's been planning for this. So seeing how the Bad Batch react and get past this is going to be really unique and interesting.
Let's talk about the kid. Let's talk about the kid for a second. Omega, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think Omega, I think, is her name. Honestly, I can't tell if it's a male or a female. I can't tell, or something or something else. I can't tell what the gender of the kid is, but I heard some rumors that like the kid is a callback to like a Legends comic in which there was a female clone that was created towards the end of the Clone Wars, and like I honestly. Like I'm for it. I like it. It seems like it's an interesting twist. Like instead of the Bad Batch going ham on everyone and messing stuff up, like blowing up ships. It's not like they're not going to blow up ships, but it's them. I guess trying to get this kid out of here because the kid, maybe there's something special about the kid, something like that. It might be like one of those like Extraction type movies with the movie on Netflix with Chris Hemsworth having to get the kid out of that city. Like I'm interested to see where they go with the kid, because like they've got to be there. They're there for a reason. They've got to be there they have to be important to the plot in some way. Maybe they go with the whole like maybe she's a force sensitive clone like X1 or X2 in Legends. Maybe there has to be something special about her. Like she just looks far too different, and that little necklace on her head. Or I keep saying she, I think it's gonna be a girl, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I think that I just want to know more about this character. It's one of those things where like it's a teaser. Like the trailer dropped out of nowhere, right? And like we didn't learn a whole lot aside from like who's gonna be in this show. We also saw I want to bring this up. I didn't see Crosshair in like any of the scenes where they were running from the Empire or like they were actively trying to get away. I didn't see Crosshair at all. Which is really interesting because he always like seemed to me like the one that almost didn't fit with the Bad Batch. You know, everyone's got, their own quirks or their own like sense of humor type thing, and like Crosshair has that, but he also like just seems very detached from the rest of the group. You feel me? So I think that maybe Crosshair is gonna like be tasked with hunting down the Bad Batch by Tarkin because he doesn't leave with them.
Yeah, that's kind of how I saw it coming. But it's just so exciting to have like this hype again. I mean, obviously we were all hyped for Mandalorian season 2, but I just feel like when it comes down to this like content and this time period, it's just a whole different vibe, and it's just a whole different, set of expectations.
We're in a Star Wars renaissance right now.
Literally, like there's no other better time to be a Star Wars fan than right now. I mean, it's kind of stupid to say, especially with all the, backlash they've been getting, but I definitely agree, especially with all these streaming platforms and everything that they're just taking advantage of, and I think it's working well in their favor. Also, there was a little bit more good news that I would like to address. It's nothing crazy. It's the Obi-Wan casting. They've actually, like, Disney Star Wars released the full like set, or
they
as far
released
as
the
I
cast
know,
list, but not
the cast list. So we have obviously Hayden
the
Christensen.
full cast list, but not the names of the characters.
Yeah, Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor. Obviously, we expected those people to show up, and I mean, I'm still kind of like interested as to what the plot could necessarily be. I mean, obviously, it's going to be him protecting Luke, but as far as the overall, just like, because they supposedly delayed, they delayed I don't know if they delayed the filming of it, but they delayed it because they were rewriting the whole script and they were rechanging everything. So I'll be interested to see where this goes. But they have Hayden Christensen, Ewan McGregor, Moses Ingram. I don't know who she could be playing. I don't know who any of these guys could really be. Honestly, like I have no idea.
I don't know who any of the extras could be.
Other than my only guess. My only guess is that one of these guys could be Luke's uncle, Uncle Owen.
They're bringing the original actor back to reprise his role.
Is that Joel Edgerton?
Joel Edgerton is the one coming back. I love him as an actor, so it'll be really cool to see how he. Yeah, Joel Edgerton. I believe Bonnie.
Bonnie Pike. I'm looking at it right here. I don't even know how to freaking say
I can't remember. I don't know her name, but she was Baru, I think.
There's this. I think he's from The Office. Kumail Nanjiani. I don't know if that's how you say it. I'm not trying to butcher names right now. Huh?
Kumail,
yeah. I believe he's from The Office, right?
No. Not as far as I know.
He's a comedian.
But he did the Big Sick movie recently. He does a lot. I think he does a lot of voice acting.
Known in the HBO comedy series Silicon Valley and co-writing and starring, filming, The Big Sick. Okay, I don't know. He just looked very familiar to me.
He does a lot of voice acting.
Yeah,
but he's funny too.
And then there's Sung Kang. I don't know who he could be. And then O'Shea Jackson Jr. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting, for sure. But I'm hyped for that. I mean, honestly, that's probably the fact that it's gonna be 6 episodes and they're just gonna be an hour long. I mean, we're getting like an origin story, better than a movie.
Sung Kang has been in a fair number of the Fast and Furious movies.
Yes, he has. Now that I think of it.
Oh.
Well, that's exciting. All right. Any more positive? What?
Real quick. Sorry, Sam. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted to ask, what are your guys' thoughts on Fennec? We saw a lot more of Fennec season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
What do you think what kind of role do you think she's gonna play in Bad Batch? Because she looks like, I just rewatched the trailer a little bit ago, and there's a scene where like she's being hunted down or chased by Bad Batch. So what do you guys think her role is gonna be, and what are your guys' thoughts of her in general?
Honestly, I mean, if the Bad Batch were chasing her, I'd assume that she's probably trying to like get information about the Bad Batch and trying to relay that to the Emperor. I really don't know personally. I don't know. I don't know how much of a role she's gonna play in as far as helping to hunt down the Bad Batch. But I mean, I'm excited to see that we get more of her character in something like this, where it kind of gives us a bit of a backstory as to where she came about and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm excited that she's in it. Like, that's pretty cool. But I really don't know what role she'd necessarily play.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we don't know her, and we know basically nothing about her character in the first place, aside from the fact that she's a bounty hunter. So
and how she goes and
maybe
pretty much rules with Jabba at the end of season 2. Spoilers for Mandalorian if you haven't watched it already.
You mean Boba? But yeah,
Boba. Yes.
Maybe she's tasked with hunting down Obi-Wan. I don't know. Like, that's the only thing I can really think of as like being a bounty hunter, or maybe this is before she's a bounty hunter. I genuinely do not know.
I really don't know. I wonder if there's gonna be some sort of conflict with like her. Like, obviously, the clones had to turn, and if the clones didn't turn, then they had to be executed as well. And she'll see them and be like, well, these aren't your average clones. These are some pretty tough customers. So it's. I really don't know. But I'm glad that she's in. We're seeing more of these characters, as well as what's his name? Jesus Christ, Tarkin. Like, I'm really that's really cool that we're getting him in there too. But I really don't know what role they could be playing, or she could be playing at least.
Yeah, because I honestly because her episode in season 1 felt really pointless because she literally only served the purpose of
temporary antagonist.
Yeah, we need a bad guy. We'll write one in. Oh, and then we'll just have her die. But then she doesn't, and it's okay. Her role in the first one, they didn't do anything with her character. They were just like, oh, she's a target. Then, oh, she's dead. Or is she? Season 2, like, the buddy cop relationship she has with Boba is one of the coolest things. Because, like, you really only saw Boba team up with people in the comics. But it kind of mirrors the way Django teamed up with what's her name? The shapeshifter. Changeling in Attack of the Clones.
Zam Wessel,
thank you. But like, it mirrors his dad's team up. So it's really neat just seeing that kind of relationship in Mandalorian. So it made me a little more interested in her character. So I'm curious to see how they're going to show her and how she's going to be involved with the plot, considering that it's pre introduction of the Empire, and she really comes into her own post Empire.
No, yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, I'm just glad we're getting all this content. I mean, it seems like we go in periods where it's like there's a bunch of content dropped, we wait months, maybe even like a year or two, and then here's more content. So, I mean, I'm excited. We got a lot coming up soon, and I just can't wait for this Bad Batch. How many episodes is it supposed to be? We don't know.
Let me check.
I forget. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a one-off thing. So I don't know.
Yeah, of course it's a one series.
Yeah.
Sorry, one season series.
So right now, IMDb has it listed as 14 episodes, and the first episode is an hour and 10 minutes long.
Jeez.
I love it.
Wow.
I love it.
That last 10 minutes is just credits.
Yes,
well, yeah.
Honestly.
Shout out to the fact that most of the cast is D. Bradley Baker.
Yeah, literally.
No kidding.
One man is holding this series together.
One man, he is.
Is he still getting
like,
paid to be one actor? Is he getting paid to be like each of the individual actors? No.
I mean, if he got paid for the millions of roles he plays in that show,
and millions more on the way.
like
Yes.
the fact that man can make like each individual clone feel unique from another one, it's insane to me that this one man plays essentially the same role, but they're so vastly different from each other. I love it. Man is incredibly talented.
It's ridiculous. There's a lot of talent that goes into these freaking, just a lot of great actors, a lot of great, just creators, and it's just crazy, but I'm excited. So, yeah, I mean, I think we hit the nail on the head with all that, positive and good news.
Okay. David wants to get to the negative.
Actually,
let's go.
Talk about the negativity.
We can, honestly, this doesn't necessarily have to be negative. The Lego Star Wars game getting delayed again. Would you really say that that's a negative thing, or would you really be like, well, as long as they're going to make the game better? Because we've seen time and time again games getting delayed because of performance, and they want to what?
I'll be honest, real quick.
Yes.
Who's making it again?
No, this delay is honestly giving me Cyberpunk vibes.
Yep, I was just gonna say
and
that.
I'm really worried we're gonna see a repeat, not from the game studio, but from fans in general, because in all honesty, Cyberpunk 2077 was in development hell, and it is something we have seen time and time and time and time again. But the thing that I got frustrated with Cyberpunk 2077, I didn't get around to playing it before they took it off the market. I just saw all the reviews about it. But it was the fan backlash, because you had fans yelling at the studio to just hurry up and release it.
Sending death threats as well once the game was released.
Yeah. And then after CD Projekt Red sent it out and put it out, all the fans were then pissed off about the fact that, it sucks. There's so many bugs. There's everything wrong with it. And they got slammed. And it's like, yeah, they probably should have. I'm sure there was a lot there they could have fixed. But at the same time, you're depending on these people to give you money.
In the middle of a pandemic. We're in the middle of a pandemic. You can't. Workspaces aren't the same. Nothing is the same.
So I don't mind. I mean, I've been banking on this for a while, waiting for this game to come out. But at the same time, I would much rather them put the effort into making this an incredible game. Because they've promised so much.
They set the bar too high and they couldn't reach it.
But that's the thing is they have I can't remember, it's TNT Games, Traveler's Tale Games, who always work on the Lego games.
Yes.
Traveler's Tales, and it's Disney, it's Star Wars, so all of these companies they've promised what we're gonna get in the game. Space travel, space battles, tons of explorable planets. Story you can approach however you want to.
Is it modeled after the old Lego Star Wars? It follows the sequels or it follows the prequels or
Yeah, but they literally said one of the things is this is the first Star Wars game, the Lego Star Wars game, that you can play the story in any sequence you want.
Which is great.
Yeah, so that's the thing though, is they've promised all of this. And I'm really nervous, having watched the Cyberpunk 2077 reaction, that they're going to keep getting pressure to finish it. They're going to keep getting yelled at, you guys need to do more, you need to do more, you need to get it out to us, come on. That they're going to put it out, they're going to be fine, here it is. And we are going to get nothing that they promised. And it is going to be a buggy mess, to say the least.
Man, so you're telling me I only need to play episodes, I can only play episodes 1 through 6? I don't even have to play 7, 8, 9? God damn. That's great. That's some good news to me. No, I'm kidding.
But no,
yes, it is. You're not lying.
I'm okay with them taking their time on this. What I want from them, actually, apart from the Skywalker saga, I want them to remaster Lego Star Wars 3, the Clone Wars game.
Jesus Christ.
And to add on to that, because that game was incredible.
Make it DLC or something.
That game was fantastic.
Like, you could do, like, actual battles in that game. Like, you could relive battles from the show.
You could literally lead clones into battle.
Indeed, you
Yeah,
could.
Like, that's honestly, that's everything I want. That's everything I've ever wanted from a Star Wars game. And they give it to us in the Lego version. Like, are you serious? Like, literally just remake it.
It was incredible. Like, you could literally, like, get in a ship in, like, the hangout area or the hub.
No.
You could fly from, like, the Republic cruiser over to a CIS ship and then walk around that. And as you got more characters, you could unlock more parts of the ship. It was awesome.
Now, going back to, I don't mean to go back to, I know we're kind of going off topic. Going back to Cyberpunk 2077. The thing, I would have sympathy for these guys. But the thing is, they knew how bad their game was, and they still just made the decision to release it in the first place. But they were working on the PS4, the Xbox One, the Xbox One X, the Xbox One X enhanced version. They were working on so many different platforms. They should have just made it a PC only, or whatever company was going to give them the most exclusive rights, like Sony or Xbox. I imagine Microsoft would shell out the most money. But, I mean, they really should have just...
definitely have copped that.
Yes, they should have. They should have just minimized or... kind of consolidated their work just so they weren't overworking and releasing dog shit products. I mean, they knew how bad it was and they still made the decision to release it. Good on them for taking it off the market, I guess. I mean, I haven't played it myself. I didn't download it on my PC because of all the reviews I was seeing and how bad it was. So I didn't want to, spend $60 and be disappointed like a lot of people. But... yeah, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion on game. I know you can't do anything nowadays the normal way. You kind of have to do things, you kind of have to improvise, and I get that. But just, I've slowly started to not care about launch days or launch title games, mainly because, number one, nobody goes out and buys games anymore. I'm sorry. With the PS4, with the PlayStation Store, and the Xbox with their whole new thing now with, what is that called? Game Pass, and... their games with gold, and nobody, and the Steam and all these launcher websites on PC, nobody goes out and buys games anymore. Nobody gets hyped for the latest, game to come out. The last time I got wicked hyped for a release was probably Red Dead Redemption 2, and yes, I did go out and buy that in the store. That was probably the last time I got super hyped for a launch, but that's just how I personally feel. I don't know how about you guys, but I do not get excited for launch days.
For me, there was nothing better than, like begging my parents to take me to GameStop, or, like once I was able to start driving and I was working and making money, I'm like, I'm going to go to GameStop myself. I'm going to treat myself.
Fine.
This time.
I'll do it myself.
Exactly. Fine. I'll do it myself. But especially with the pandemic going on, it is just every platform has shown us that we don't need physical stores for a lot of things. And I love GameStop for the nostalgia factor. I do not enjoy trying to sell them something and then being told
they sell more pop vinyls now than video games. They literally got rid of their whole Nintendo section and just filled it with pop vinyls. I was disappointed. I wanted to cry.
But that's the thing is I honestly, there is no excuse for their practice of, hey, those 60 items you brought in that we're buying back from you counts towards 10 cents of in-store credit. But, for example, I love the Mass Effect trilogy, the original Mass Effect trilogy. 2 is one of my all-time favorite games. When I found out that they were remastering it for the PS4, I was so excited. But because I've gotten so used to doing everything online or buying it through the PlayStation, I'll probably end up pre-ordering it through that. Where normally I would there was a time where I lived by the mantra, I will never move to online because there's so many ways that something could go wrong. There's nothing better than actually owning a physical copy of a disc. But honestly, I've had so many issues with my discs that they've stopped working for whatever reason. there's a tiny scratch that I have no idea how it got there, and it's now made my version unplayable. And it's also a convenience thing. Like if I go somewhere, and
honestly, it's like at the end of the day, not worth it.
Yeah, so it's like if I go somewhere and forget the disc, and I can't play the game that I was really looking forward to. It's a mood killer. So like, honestly, I think pre-COVID, I would have been hell bent to go to GameStop and actually get a physical copy of the remastered Mass Effect trilogy, or even the Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker saga. But just with everything going on, for me, I've just gotten so accustomed to buying digital that that'll probably be how I end up getting both of those games at some point.
I mean, for me, I definitely love the physical copies of things, DVDs, movies, and the one thing I never really did get into though is collector's editions. I know we're kind of veering off of Star Wars topics, but just give us this moment. I have some games that are still like in the plastic, like just because I forget them. I don't know, like. There's nothing more better than like the instant satisfaction of just turning on your PS4, turning on your PC, turning on your Xbox, and being like, what game do I want to play today? Boom, start it, and it works. Like, I'm not going to try to look for the disc, or, you know, like you just said, if the disc is dirty or whatever and it doesn't work, like, no. Like, I'm not going to go through that. My PS4 almost ate my GTA 5. Like, I could not get it out of the PS4. I was, I was pressing eject and it would spit it out and then it would take it back and I couldn't get it out for like the longest time. So, yeah, I don't know.
Well, real quick, David, on that. So, bring it back to Star Wars. I used to have a PlayStation 2, and one of the first games I played on those was the original Lego Star Wars, which I 100%ed because I could not stop playing it. It was so much fun. And the original Star Wars Battlefront, not 2. Mm-hmm. I know I'm in the minority with this one, but I prefer Star Wars Battlefront 1 to Star Wars Battlefront 2 when it comes to the OGs.
You have been banned from this podcast. Get the fuck out of my Discord. That's fucking no. That's disgusting. I played the first one. It was so bad. You had like 3 maps.
No.
Like
the first
OG
one was
Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah,
it's still a classic. I don't care how many maps we had.
It's a classic, but it's not as good as Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2 had nothing wrong with it.
What?
The Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2, the old Battlefront 2. This 2017 Battlefront had a lot wrong. We know that, but
yeah,
that can die. That can go die in a hole. I don't care about that anymore.
That's what I mean is just like owning a copy of those games and like just popping, like hearing the click of the plastic case opening as you
nostalgia
out and put it into the PlayStation was honestly, it was like I would get so excited. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go play Lego Star Wars, and I'd run to the other room and I'd like open it up, put it in the PlayStation, and you would just hear the chime of it coming on, and like kind of like settle down with a controller in your hand as you see the Traveler's Tale logo pop up.
So you just like nostalgia.
Yeah, well, it's that. So
That's
it's like
valid.
It's hard to say goodbye to discs.
I mean, I'm never getting rid of my discs. I really don't think I ever will, unless some of these games that I have end up being like very rare. I know Minecraft will probably be one of the rarest games out there to get on disc. No, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to get rid of my physical like discs. It's a collection. It's literally what it is. It's a collection. People buy games to just even collect them. They don't even buy them to play them. I mean, I could see myself doing that, buying game series just to collect them and just to have them, not even to play. So, yeah. But veering back onto the Star Wars, man, we went. Jesus.
Well, no, because we started by talking about the game, so it's like I'm okay with it being delayed because I know that it's something that I'll order it from the store the PlayStation Store at some point. I just want them to make this game they're promising us.
And that's the thing too. You don't have to worry about like stores running out of copies, or you don't have the certain collectors or like the certain editions you want. Like they're just there to grab, and you can just get them. So, man, I hope it's a good game. I have my fingers crossed, but I'm not gonna get overhyped.
But moving now into what
Captain
Pessimism really wants to talk about.
Oh Jesus!
So
yes, this article. Hold on, this article could be faker than an ad for Chick-fil-A being open on a Sunday. I mean, I really don't care.
Yeah,
but
But the thing is, I'm finding multiple articles that are like basically coming from the same source, which I'm not sure how, and I'm not sure about the validity of any of this. Like, let's put this out there. This is a disclaimer. We're not certain about the validity of any of this. It comes from who is it? It comes from Mike Zero, who is, I believe he is also known as Star Wars Insider to some. So here we go. So there have been rumors that Disney is making a Star Wars reboot, and they're bringing in everyone's favorite female superhero. Sorry, heavy sarcasm implied here. Brie Larson, and she is going to play a new Jedi character who will be stronger than Darth Vader. Obvious dislike of
I cringe at the thought of that.
Brie Larson aside, like okay. I don't dislike Brie Larson as a person. I just don't think she was the right person for Captain Marvel. Like in certain instances, yes, she played the character very well, but she was but also I just didn't. I don't know. It just was off-putting to me. Like I like Carol Danvers as a character in the comics, in the comic run, but I just don't think that. I think she missed the mark in the movie. But that aside, also don't like how this feels. This feels like it's an attempt to do High Republic over again. And if you've missed our previous, actually, we haven't talked much about High Republic in our previous episodes. I don't think we've tried to avoid it just because it's a polarizing topic for a lot of people. But long story short, High Republic did not get like the expectation was not part of, like, did not live up to the hype. It more or less was a disappointment in terms of how it delivered. Personally, I think it tried to pander to too many groups at the same time. It tried to be a kids thing, but it also tried to be kind of adultish. And I think it probably should have just like stayed a kids thing, or like been something for the kids. I think it would have worked a lot better that way. This is supposedly going to be also take place in like the old Republic. And this character is reportedly going to be named Maeve, and she is going to she apparently, I quote, "It will involve her character being more powerful than Anakin and Rey combined." Now, I already don't like that, just because like we have a set power scale in Star Wars. Anakin is the chosen one. He is literally the result of the Force saying no to Darth Sidious and Darth Plagueis, and creating a counter to whatever dark side wizardry that they were doing to mess with the galaxy and to cloud the Force itself. I don't like, and the reason that they are giving her this kind of power is because she's connected to the Wills. Now, if you don't know about the Wills, in season 6 of Clone Wars, and also just in other media they've been mentioned, but the Wills are essentially like the originators of the Force. They are connected to the Force in a way that literally no one else is, because it is believed that when you talk about the will of the Force, you are talking about the Wills. They taught Qui-Gon and Yoda how to become Force ghosts, and Qui-Gon, and then Obi-Wan learns from Qui-Gon how to become a Force ghost, etc., etc. Like they are the most, they're like NPCs. They're that OP. They're overpowered NPCs. They're so strong that you don't mention them. You know, they don't get involved in anything. You can't find them unless they call to you, etc., etc. Now, having someone randomly be connected to the Wills, I don't like. It's just it feels like it's grasping at straws to try to make someone unique and important, and I don't think, like, if you're gonna make a reboot timeline, you don't need to make some. If you're gonna make a reboot timeline, you don't need to bring someone else entirely different in. What they need to do, in my opinion, is to give my boy Finn the story that he was supposed to have instead of having him shelved for whatever they. I don't even know what they shelved him for. That they shelved him for something. I don't know why. Um, and I want to be clear again, like for people who might watch this and think like, oh, you just don't like strong female characters. It's blatantly false. Or you just don't like, you just don't like female characters in general. Like no, Ahsoka Tano literally like are arguably my favorite character from Clone Wars.
Man.
Like specifically from Star Wars Clone Wars. Favorite character. Yes, Kenobi is great. Yes, Anakin is great. But Ahsoka's depth and like character development was the best in the series by far. I can understand if people didn't like her in the beginning because she was kind of like some people thought she was kind of obnoxious, some people thought she was kind of annoying, but she was also like literally a teenager. She was supposed to be obnoxious and annoying. We get to see her grow and mature during the series, and like I'm not saying that Maeve will not have, if this is even true. First of all, I'm not saying that Maeve will not have that development, but I don't trust Disney to develop a character like this. And already, like, if it's coming out and it's being known that she's going to be stronger than Darth Vader and Anakin from the jump, that really gives them little to no room for error because it throws off like the entire power scaling that everyone's kind of glued to. Like when you talk about OP people in Star Wars, you think of Sidious, you think of Vader, you think of Luke. Like that's kind of the, no matter how much you like or dislike these characters, that's basically it. Like you take that and you go with it. And then if you want to bring in legends, you can go, okay, Revan, or the Sith Emperor from Old Republic. But I think bringing in a new character, and Brie Larson of all people, she already gets a lot of backlash from fans in general just about how Captain Marvel was. I don't think this is the right move.
Real quick on that.
Just saying, we got to wrap it up soon.
No, we will. Real quick though, so to that, Seon, my issue with Brie Larson, especially after Captain Marvel, just I don't know if you guys have ever seen like interviews.
Yes.
She sits with other.
Yeah, I have.
Yes.
I have.
It's, for me, that's what
they do not like her.
I don't get me wrong. So one of the biggest things I know her from was Scott Pilgrim versus the World, where she played Scott's ex. And she is nasty and vindictive in that, but like she pulls it off well. She pulls it off well, but you can tell she's acting. Those interviews where she's sitting next to her Marvel co-stars and going, I'm the strongest, I'm the best. It's like, that's not acting.
No.
They don't like her in the slightest. Like none of them like her.
Well,
it's very clear
that
they don't like her.
pisses me off. It's
like
like
toxicity.
Yeah,
and
Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is one of the strongest characters in the MU. I fully understand that, and I mean it's a title. My issue is if you watch Captain Marvel, she does not go through a single character arc.
Never.
The only thing that happens is, she gets her memories back.
But it doesn't change her at all. It doesn't change her getting her memories back.
There is no struggle in that movie.
No.
The only thing that she struggles with at the end, not even that. The fact that like she makes every character in every male character in that movie look inferior. It's just like, yes, I have no problem with a strong female protagonist.
That was the point, unfortunately.
As long as it's well written.
But you know what?
Captain Marvel, in my opinion, is not a well written movie with a female lead. It's a very forced movie with a female lead.
That's
the issue.
If you even take a breath at second guessing, asking, or even just full on debating about why, Rey Skywalker was not a strong character, why
Captain Marvel. Here, say that again.
Whatever. You get my point. You are not. No, you are instantly canceled. This is woke wars. This is not Star Wars. You are the oppressor if you dare question their moves, which is really bad. We've come to a point where we can't even
No, I've definitely.
Yes. Go ahead.
I mean, I get it. like I understand where you're coming from, but I've definitely had some discussions with like some actual like formative discussions with people that have been like, yeah, this is why Rey is not exactly a great character. Like,
And I'm not saying you can't have a
cool
formal
to have
like
representation, but representation should be done well. Like to sidetrack, she literally like people brought up like, oh, why is Grogu being able to use the Force a problem, but not a problem, but Rey is like. Rey had zero training, absolutely none, and suddenly she can use
because of
telekinesis. I'm okay.
Grogu's freaking
okay
species. Hello.
Well, no, not even the species. They literally drop a line in there about the fact that Grogu was at the Jedi Temple being trained.
Grogu was a youngling, and then he was hidden from Order 66. So he at least has a baseline of some training, but also he's only really using telekinesis. Rey and telekinesis is a very basic Force power. Rey using telekinesis was not bad for me. Rey using telekinesis and then having using a Jedi mind trick and then for some reason, actually no, I'm not even mad about the Force lightning because the Force lightning being a Palpatine thing was kind of cool. But
epic.
Rey using telekinesis and then using Jedi mind trick immediately after, it seems like she went from 0 to 100 with like no prep. Like she had a power of friendship type awakening after Kylo Ren like tried to mess with her mind and stuff. I don't know.
No,
it just wasn't written well.
It's again, I would have no problem with her being a female protagonist if there was actually character to her. Her whole thing is that she is an infallible, perfect protagonist that can literally do nothing wrong and is there to save the day. No one in those movies dislikes Rey. She is the walking epitome of a Mary Sue. And the fact that it's not like Force lightning as a Palpatine, sure. But considering that up until that point in the sequel trilogy, Rey has shown zero proclivity for being evil. She has not done a single evil thing at all. Nothing reprehensible.
Well, yes.
Everything
but also,
she's done is morally justified. So it's her using lightning and having that, oh my god, she killed Chewie moment does not work.
JK lol, there was actually a second transport.
Yeah, but in the same movie, the fact that she is able to fly, she can hover without any training whatsoever.
I completely forgot about that. I think honestly, when I watched Rise of Skywalker, like once I was done and I really digested it, I tuned out the parts that I just hated.
Yeah. All right.
That's the thing.
Well,
she can hover.
Jesus,
she can heal, which no master can do without having there be a physical toll. And then she does all these Force powers that do not make sense for her to be able to do.
No.
And that's where I have the problem with
because she and Kylo Ren are dyads in the Force. It's basically
okay. No, we don't need any more of this. No. All right.
Well, we'll wrap this up real quickly.
It was a diet chosen one.
We are going to
my final comment real quick.
Yes. Okay.
Because I know you want to wrap this up, David. Yep. So my biggest issue is not that they're trying to add more to the Star Wars mythos. That's fine. I get it. I obviously want there to be more. My biggest issue is, one, who they're casting. Because, again, I think Brie Larson is a great actress. But I do think her ego is soared through the roof after the whole Captain Marvel thing.
You can't keep giving her super strong characters and expect it to be like a
strong character arc pisses me off. The fact that they are already saying, and again, this is all speculation, but if it's true, the fact that they're saying this brand new character is now stronger than Anakin, which they already did with Rey, but also Rey. I'm like, you can't just keep assigning power levels to them.
Combined.
This is Dragon Ball Z.
Combined. This is not Dragon Ball Z.
You cannot just keep going, oh, this person has this power level, therefore they're stronger. That is my issue.
That's lazy. That's just being lazy. That's what it
feels way too political for a Star Wars movie or a Star Wars project, and it doesn't have a place in the Star Wars mythos. It is unnecessary. It's one more instance of Disney trying to be woke and going way over the top with it.
The thing is, they're not even being woke on the proper things. Like you're going to keep making bad female characters. But you're not going to dispute China leaving, Finn off of their movie poster for Force Awakens because China doesn't like black black people. Like, really? Like, that's the thing you choose to be woke about?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, but
It's not.
Just that's what kind of
it's not
yeah.
like
Well,
that.
hopefully we'll see where it goes from here. But for right now, we'll see what happens.
We'll sit tight. That's what we'll do, and we will give it an accurate, and we will be fair with our judgment. But
in the meantime, we'll look
just
forward
call this
to that.
episode Pure Chaos.
Yes, that's pretty much what it is. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please check out our social links. Wow, I can't talk. Please check our social links below. We're gonna start posting more on our Instagram page now. I'll link that in the description below. I'd like to expand this podcast to maybe Spotify eventually. I'll probably look into that. But
Spotify, Apple Music, etc.
Also,
also comment below on like things you comment your thoughts, but also comment things that you want us to talk about, things that we may have missed. We're like working on school stuff and it's very time consuming.
Yeah,
so,
but if you'd like to challenge us in any of our opinions, please, like my opinion on
for instance, his incorrect opinion on Fallen Order.
That's what I was trying to say. My opinion on the Fallen Order, I'd be glad. But yeah, follow our socials below. And until next time, gentlemen, thank you for coming on.
And I'll,
yeah, may the force be with you guys. I will see you later.